Morning, my ride and die supporters. How are you on this blessed Thursday of 2022? Just wanted to just come real quickly and do this morning live with you. Sorry I could not get on live last night when I returned home. I was exhausted, I was tired, and just ready to just hit the bed. But anyway, I just wanted to just come and say this morning, I left a post this morning on Proverbs 24, verses 17, 18, about the laughter that people have when their enemies fall. But still in all, it's not really good to do that because God is not pleased with that. Okay, when he takes someone down for, and I mean, I wouldn't say down, but correct someone because of their misconduct. Um, God correct those he loved, and a lot of people that were laughing at Tasha K's um, fall are the same people who have followed similar behavior of Tasha K on their platforms of harming people with their mouths and gossiping and slander and also humiliating folks. So the reason what brought me to not be a fan of Tasha K is because of that. I never was a fan of not even with Wendy Williams. I haven't never been a fan of hers either. I don't even watch her on network television, on her talk show, on her platform. Excuse me, but still in all, Wendy do have some kind of a more of a way of showing herself as a better human being in some kind of way than Tasha has. In some kind of way, she has you know, took whatever fault that came to her in a more comical way. She will take criticism, and if she done something wrong, she will take criticism to protect her audience of watchers and people that's watching, and also to protect herself as Wendy Williams. Okay, so what I'm saying is that Tasha K, being known as the YouTube queen of gossip, should have at least acknowledged something that she did wrong and tell her audience of followers or whatever that that wasn't right for me to say this about Cardi B. She's an entertainer. There's a way that you can do things without being cruel, and without being narcissist, without narcissism. Okay, that's all I'm saying here. You can do things without having that character of narcissism. I'm just gonna say character of narcissism. I'm not a fan of Tasha K. Okay, I'm just not a fan of hers, but I see it for what it is. It was wrong, and also the way she has harmed and said hurtful, mean, ugly, disgusting, humiliating things about Robert Sylvester Kelly. And this man has a voice for himself because he can't speak to the public for himself. And whatever he come out and say anyway, people gonna take it and run with it and make it something else. So somebody is standing in the fight for him, and I'm standing as a woman in the fight for what I saw this black woman do to this black man who also has feelings and who also is a human being. Someone who has never witnessed any of the allegations that were against him, someone who has never really been in his personal space or in his home, around his family or whatever. They just slandered him, just went out and just pulled all kind of information on his private um, records and everything else like that and put that out on to the public. And I just think it was a disgrace. I will be more joyful in victory when I see that this man, Robert Sylvester Kelly, get back what is rightfully his, which is his dignity and self-respect and his human rights. That is a day that I can rejoice and really celebrate. Okay, so a lot of these bloggers going around just drag, through they on the YouTube streets and everything, just making nothing but content about I'm sorry, about Tasha K, need to also check themselves because they ain't so squeaky clean either. And that's why I had to put out that Proverbs 24 verses 17 to 18, that they take a look at it and ask God to examine their hearts and the things that they've done and the harm they have caused to other people to get views and likes and a large audience of followers. And good morning, Carolyn. I'm sorry I did not look into my chat this morning because I am running behind time. I have to get on out of here. But I just wanted to just come and say something like that. And another thing I wanted to share as well is, you know, I had left a comment on a video, and it was on about Regina King. And I shared some personal information, of course. As I left the comment, I also shared some things of my own personal life, mental illness. And I just want to bring mental illness awareness to people. People say you never know the signs, you can't see it, it's silent. And, you just never know what a person is going through. And that is so true. So, whenever you speak on something, please be familiar with what you're speaking of so you can be able to really, really help someone else. And of course, some people may attack your comment on the simple fact that they say, oh, this ain't the right time. It's never the right time, And I'm just saying that the comment I left, I didn't find anything to be harmful to anybody. I just shared my own experience and being familiar with the sickness of people that suffer with mental illness in silence. So the thing is that of course we all go through a moment of depression in dark moments of our life, and we feel like giving up in this life journey. But know that it's always good to give somebody a dose of some kind of hope. And especially when I come with the word of God for healing, to help people and giving a testimony. Like, I go through something, and don't always think because you're going through something that life is over for you. I'm saying sometimes you're just going through a test in your life to be a testimony. And sometimes you're going through something, it's not because of you, it's to help somebody else. So me sharing that comment was to help somebody else. It wasn't about the person who died. That person cannot hear me. That person is gone. Okay? The dead is gone. It's about the living. My testimony was not to do any harm, to hurt the dead. My testimony was to help someone who is alive and who may be suffering the same silence of mental illness. That there is hope. And I also left them with a word of with a dose of Jesus. And somebody to attack me on a comment about Jesus, that wasn't cool. I said, no, it may not be for you, but it's for somebody. So you asking me to take down something that can be helpful to someone else. That ain't nobody but the devil. Because I was out not to hurt anyone. I'm here to help. And of course, it may not sound good or it may not feel good at the moment. But like the word of God said, weeping may endure for a night, but joy come in the morning. Because there's a lot of people working today in silence of mental illness, wanting to give up. And I don't think not one of us who's been here for as long as I have, for 55 years, hasn't been through something. But my thing is to help you to fight, to stay on top of the ground, on top of the earth. If you're going through a sickness as far as depression or anything, seek help for it. Seek help. Call. There's so many hot ways of getting the help that you need. And sometimes you might not hear it the way you want to hear it. But sometimes the best way to hear it is hear it through Christ. And I know people been through church or all that pastor. That is not even about that pastor. It's not about that deacon. It's not about that mother. It's not about that person, that your church sister, your church brother. It's about you. You got to block these people out and just know it's about you. That God is going to put you through this for a testimony, to help somebody else. We all have to bear one another's burdens at some point. And I'm just saying that, it's sad that somebody would want somebody to take down something that would be helpful to help another person who may have been struggling in silence of their taking their life and feel like giving up, especially in today where we dealing with COVID. You can't go around and hug your loved ones like you used to. You can't even go visit them the way you used to, without having to worry about being, you know, in contact with COVID. So I just wanted to just say out there, don't attack people. If you don't agree with something sometimes, as far as somebody's comment, especially when it's a discussion on something about mental health and people sharing their own testimony, that's not good to go in and attack it. It's just that it ain't for you. It's just not for you, but it's for somebody. Just like when I put posts on out here on my community wall or whatever, it's not for everybody. It's for somebody, but not. It may not be for you, but it's for somebody. And sometimes I will stop if I see something and I see, oh boy, I can't. And I've seen and witnessed some things about you that just ain't been right. And you up here insulting the fact about, like, I recently with Tasha K, and you did the same foolishness as her, or you follow similar behavior of hers to build your platform to make money on YouTube, hurting other people's lives. Oh, I could come for you for that because I've witnessed it and I saw you do it. And I'm not going to call no bloggers names who have been doing this stuff. Now the topic is hot about Tasha K, so now they jumped on the bandwagon with that. They know who they are. And don't use God in any of this stuff that you're doing, especially when it ain't right in your heart. Ask God to sanctify your heart. Ask God to examine you. So anyway, y'all, I got to get out of here to get to work. I hope you all have a blessed, wonderful Thursday. Let nobody steal your joy. Be blessed and prayed up. Love you and peace.